Ye said he is terminating his deal with the retailer for failing to meet obligations in the agreement, including product distribution and opening Yeezy Gap stores. Joining us now to discuss, we've got a surprise guest for you, is Ye himself. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
So before we even get started, Ye is looking a little rugged. You know what I'm saying? He got the shades on. He got the hat down. You got to give it to him in terms of fashion. You know what I'm saying? He's an icon. So let's get into what he got to say and see what's going on with this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So talk to us about what happened here. Why are you terminating this deal with Gap?
Uh, well, it was always a dream of mine to be at the Gap and to bring the best product possible to the masses. And I always talk to them about doing uh, products for $20, like the best product in the world, uh, designed at the same level of the top fashion houses in the world at $20 for the people. And so we went through.
Okay, so that's to me right away that's a flag. I commend what he's saying. I commend what he's doing. But to take a high quality product and provide it at $20, it almost shoots the high quality perspective out the window. So I get it. I think, at least from a business perspective, Kanye, I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I respect you. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been through some shit, but you inspire me in a lot of different ways, and you've proven yourself in a lot of different ways. But I disagree with that. To take something high end and offer it for $20, I don't know. Don't seem like good business to me.
3 years, and honestly, there's always like struggles and back and forth when you're trying to build something new and integrate teams. So we designed an entire collection, and actually, I wasn't able to set the actual price that I wanted for this collection, and then they actually took one of the shirts and sold it for $19. So didn't price my stuff. Price my stuff at like 200 and above their whole price point normally, and then did the exact shirt for uh, for $20. Also, they did pop ups, and I signed on with them because they had in the contract they said they were going to do stores, and they just ignored us about building stores constantly, and it was very frustrating. It was very disheartening because I just put everything I had. I put all of my top relationships. I went and got Dimna, the head designer of Balenciaga, which is one of the hottest brands in the world, to come. He does couture, and
Yeah.
with that relationship, he ended up working on a Gap collection for me. There are a lot of like things, colorways that I didn't approve. There's a lot of places that.
So before I go even further, I don't know fully what happened with Gap, but I do know, just from my background and working in business development and business recovery, um, it's not the wave from my perspective to be doing brick and mortar right now. I truly believe, and I could be wrong. I like to look at the data and examine it more thoroughly, but this is not the time to do brick and mortar. I think the brick and mortar, you know, process is done. I think the future of brick and mortar is simply events, arena type situations where we have digital everything. We can have experiences digitally. So we go out to have what we're doing at home already digitally, but just in public with other people and experiencing it. But that's a whole other thing for me. In terms of what he's saying, I can understand why Gap probably be like, nah, I'm good.
That the product went to certain sites where it was like they were just dog and pony and the idea around town. And sometimes I would talk to the guys, the heads up, the leaders, and it would just be like I was on mute or something. And they totally, our agenda, it wasn't aligned. And I know, my family, we're Garmentos. My family, we made the first Louis Vuitton bootleg jogging suits, and they used to confiscate the bags at LAX. That's actually literally my family that would cut up those bags and make jogging suits. We literally would make cross colors. Yeah, this is because people always think of things like a celebrity. This kind of I wouldn't have been so influential in clothing language. I like that, but I like the word language better than aesthetic, because the language is the base. Aesthetic is just a style. It's a language that me and Virgil and Dimna and Jerry Lorenzo and Matt Williams brought in streetwear in this like Mark Echo's complex idea of what it is today, what high schools look like today, and everyone knows that I'm the leader, I'm the king, right? So a king can't live in someone else's castle. A king has to make his own castle.
I think that's well said. I put it there. I think Kanye has been a king trying to integrate and adjust into other kingdoms. And, I can reflect that in my own perspective in a lot of ways in my thinking and some of the issues I've had in terms of integration and team integration. Um, there's a reason some people are solo artists and other people can integrate into groups because it depends. It depended on the person perceiving. It could be, oh, he's unable to work with, difficult to work with, and even when you're not difficult and you try to adjust and adapt, people don't just want you to adjust and adapt. They want you to kneel, to bow, to beg, right? To inflate their ego, and that becomes a problem in terms of humanity, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of just general dignity and respect. And I think a lot of times people want that. And Kanye, you're not that type of dude. You're not a please can you're a let's negotiate, let's work together, and then also respect me and what I bring to the table. And a lot of times you gotta understand you're dealing with kings from other kingdoms, and they are used to people kneeling and bowing and all those other things. So when they're eye to eye to you, looking you in your eyes, you're a threat to them in a lot of ways, right? They can't see you as an equal. They can only see you as a possible threat of someone who's going to take their members, right? It's like a church. You go visit another church, and then there are two pastors, right? The other pastor is thinking, oh, well, maybe he's going to take some of my converts, or maybe I could take his. So those team integrations become issues because in the future things break down often, right? So it's real difficult. Kanye, keep your head up. You got as far as you got. This has happened before. You've had problems before. Unfortunately, I'm sad to hear it didn't work because I think Gab and you would be a dope look together, and we'll see what happens in the future, man.